Have you ever wondered how a 1400-year-old book could reveal secrets of the cosmos, the human body, and the earth, long before science had the tools to discover them? What if I told you that within the pages of the Quran, there are truths that align with modern science? Some only confirmed recently? Is it coincidence or divine knowledge? Today, we're diving into the most shocking scientific facts and cosmic mysteries hidden in the Quran. This isn't just a video, it's a journey through the universe, the earth, and the soul, all through the lens of the Holy Quran. The beginning of the universe. Let's start with the origin of everything, the Big Bang. Modern science tells us that the universe began with a massive explosion, from a singularity expanding ever since. Now listen to what the Quran said over 1400 years ago in Surah Al-Anbiya, verse 30. Do not those who disbelieve see that the heavens and the earth were a closed-up mass, then we opened them out. A closed-up mass, then opened up. An eerily accurate description of what scientists now call the Big Bang. Coincidence or divine revelation? And it doesn't end there. The Quran also hints at the expansion of the universe and the heaven we constructed with strength, and indeed, we are its expander. Surah Ad-Dariyat 47. This wasn't discovered until Edwin Hubble observed galaxies moving away from each other in the 1920s, but the Quran had already spoken. The protective atmosphere. Next, let's zoom in on Earth. The Quran refers to the sky as a protective ceiling, and we made the sky a protected ceiling, but they turn away from its signs. Surah Al-Anbiya 32. Today, we know Earth's atmosphere protects us from harmful radiation, cosmic rays, and meteorites, absorbing ultraviolet rays and burning up many space rocks before they hit us. This natural shield is something science only fully understood in the last century, but it was already described in the Quran. Embryology and human development. Now let's go deeper into the miracle of life itself. In the 20th century, scientists like Dr. Keith Moore, one of the world's leading embryologists, were stunned to learn that the Quran described stages of human development in the womb with astonishing accuracy. We created man from an extract of clay. Then we made him as a drop in a place of settlement, firmly fixed. Then we made the drop into an alaka. Surah Al-Mu'minun 12-14. The Arabic word alaka means something that clings, like a leech, and also a clot of blood. Modern scans show that the early embryo does indeed cling to the uterine wall, and even resembles a leech in appearance and behavior. How could a desert man in the 7th century know this? Dr. Keith Moore himself said, "These statements must have come from God." The oceans and darkness. Let's move to the seas. Now let's take a deep breath and dive into the heart of one of the Quran's most mysterious scientific revelations. The oceans. Imagine standing at the shore, staring out at the endless sea. To the naked eye, it looks simple. Just water stretching to the horizon. But the Quran tells us that the sea holds layers of secrets. Or their deeds are like the darknesses in a vast, deep sea, overwhelmed with waves upon it. Waves, topped by clouds. Layers of darkness, one above another. When he puts out his hand, he can hardly see it. Surah An-Nur 24:40. Pause for a second. The verse describes a vast, deep sea, waves upon waves, clouds above, and most shockingly, layers of darkness. Let's explore this step by step. A vast, deep sea. The Quran doesn't just say a sea. It says a vast, deep sea, emphasizing the depth. Now here's what modern oceanography has revealed. Below 200 meters, sunlight begins to fade. Below 1,000 meters, absolute darkness. Scientists call it the midnight zone. It's so dark that if you stretched out your hand, you wouldn't be able to see it. Exactly as the Quran says, when he puts out his hand, he can hardly see it. Before the invention of submersibles or sonar, there was no way a 7th century man could know what lies thousands of meters beneath the ocean's surface. But the Quran described it perfectly. Waves upon it. Waves. Now listen to this part carefully. The Quran doesn't just mention waves, but waves upon waves. Modern oceanographers have discovered that internal waves exist beneath the surface of the ocean, just like surface waves that we see. These internal waves occur where layers of water with different densities meet, often between colder, deeper waters and warmer surface waters. They can be massive, traveling silently under the ocean, invisible to the naked eye. The Quran, over 1,400 years ago, mentioned waves above waves, surface waves and internal waves, a fact only discovered in the last 100 years. This was not known to humanity before the development of advanced underwater instruments. How could a man living in the desert have described such a phenomenon? Darkness, one above another. Then comes the description of layers of darkness. We now understand why. Let's break it down scientifically. Clouds block sunlight. Surface waves reflect light. Depth absorbs light. Red light disappears at 10 to 15 meters. Yellow and green vanish by 100 meters. By 1,000 meters, it's pitch black. Each layer filters out more and more light, creating darkness upon darkness. What you're left with is a place where, if you stretched out your hand, you'd see nothing. This isn't metaphorical language. This is anatomically, physically, and scientifically accurate, as confirmed by marine scientists today. The scientific consensus. Let's quote Jacques Cousteau, a pioneering oceanographer who once said, "The sea, once it casts its spell, holds one in its net of wonder, forever." But Cousteau needed submarines, lights, and cameras to observe these truths. The Quran simply declared them. Many scientists, including Dr. William Hay, a well-known marine geologist, were amazed by the oceanographic references in the Quran. After reviewing these verses, Dr. Hay remarked, "I find it very difficult to imagine how a knowledge of such things could have occurred without modern scientific instruments. It is clear to me that these statements must have been divinely inspired." This one verse, Surah An-Nur 24:40, is a miracle in itself. It combines marine biology, oceanography, optics, and atmospheric science all in a single line. No microscope, no diving suit, no satellite imagery. Just words, perfectly preserved from a time when people didn't even know what lay below 50 feet of water. So again, we ask, is this coincidence, or is it proof that the one who created the oceans also revealed the Quran? The Quran says in Surah An-Nur, verse 40, "Like the darkness in a vast deep sea, overwhelmed with waves upon waves, topped by dark clouds, layers of darkness, one above the other." It's a chillingly accurate image. Today, scientists have discovered that at depths below 200 meters, sunlight cannot penetrate. At greater depths, the ocean is in complete darkness, and there are indeed internal waves, underwater currents, layered within the ocean. How could anyone have known this without ever setting foot on a ship or diving beneath the waves? Iron from the sky. Here's something even more surprising. The origin of iron. In Surah Al-Hadid, verse 25, "And we sent down iron, in which is strong material and benefits for mankind." Sent down. not created. Scientists have confirmed that iron is not native to Earth. It came from supernova explosions in outer space, crashing into Earth in meteorites billions of years ago. So the Quran didn't just say we have iron, it said it was sent down. Literally true. The behavior of bees. Let's turn to something tiny, yet mighty. The honeybee. Surah An-Nahl, the bee, verse 68 to 69. And your Lord inspired to the bee. Take for yourself among the mountains houses, then eat from all the fruits, and follow the ways of your Lord laid down for you. What's amazing is the verb for inspired here, awha, suggesting instinctual knowledge given by God. Also, the Arabic verb is feminine, proving the Quran knew that worker bees, the ones building hives and making honey, are female. This fact wasn't known until the discovery of bee society and biology with the help of microscopes centuries later, the fingerprint miracle. Another verse gives us a shockingly precise biological truth. Yes, we are able to put together in perfect order the tips of his fingers. Surah Al-Qiyamah 4. Why mention fingerprints? Today we know that every human fingerprint is unique. No two people, not even identical twins, share the same pattern. Fingerprinting became a forensic tool in the 19th century, but the Quran already said, God can recreate us perfectly, down to the tips of our fingers. Pain receptors in skin. In Surah An-Nisa, verse 56. Indeed, those who disbelieve in our verses, we will drive them into a fire. Every time their skins are roasted through, we will replace them with other skins, so they may taste the punishment. For centuries, scholars pondered, why mention skin and not just body? Now we know, pain receptors are located in the skin. This was discovered by modern neuroscience. Burn victims often lose pain only after skin is destroyed, confirming the Quran's insight. Mountains as pegs, one final wonder. Surah An-Naba, verses 6 to 7. Have we not made the earth a resting place, and the mountains as pegs? Today's geology confirms that mountains have deep roots anchoring the earth's crust, like pegs or stakes. This stabilizes tectonic plates and prevents excessive tremors. This knowledge was confirmed only with advances in seismology and geology. Yet the Quran said it long ago. So, what do we make of all this? Are these just poetic verses, or a revelation far ahead of its time? Some will argue it's coincidence. Others will say, this is proof of divine origin. But one thing is clear. The Quran contains truths that align with the cutting edge of modern science. Truths that were unimaginable 1400 years ago. So what else might lie hidden in its pages? Maybe the biggest mystery is yet to be uncovered. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.